All right, so just to show you how the winding works, if this is the spherical housing for the magnetic core, with the core in a helix like that. Can you see that? Right, so actually the maximal point at 45 degrees there of the length of this lateral component. All right, all right, so the winding will be like this. If we start at the top and we're using a 1.5 millimeter laminated copper wire for the winding, if we do one down segment like that, and then at the bottom we rotate 90 degrees, then go up, then rotate 90 degrees around the top, come back down, so we've gone 270 degrees there, down at the bottom, then come back up again. No, sorry, that's 180 degrees before, now 270 going up, then coming down again, right round at the start. So here's the first wire. So what we do is the first segment, what we do with this second segment is progressed. It's by the width of one wire, and so the next down in the second loop, full loop, it's a continuous winding, is progressed. So we go down again and then up, same thing when we go up. You see that? When we go up the second time, 90 degrees, it's progressed. One width of the 1.5 millimeters further, and then 180 degrees at the next second down segment like that, and then up again, progressed. And then when we come to the third one, it's again progressed. So as you can see, each time we do a loop around, it's progressed. It's a progressive winding. So if you can imagine that being stretched out, that's like a coil. You've got a continuous, singular, progressive lap type. It's lap because you're going up and down like that. It's like a coil. So we're trying to generate current inside of a coil. Now, you might suppose that there will be some effect in the inductance, reactance of any alternating current or any kind of current at all generated in there. That's what I'm imagining might occur if there's any current generated at all. All right. So that's, once again, if you go to that site, you'll find illustrations of this and some hypotheses about the mechanism of induction going on there in any current that's generated. Okay. I think that's about it. I was going to mention, in addition, not to confuse matters too much, but about some speculation about what the purpose of a current like this generated in this sort of generator, what the purpose might be. So, and there's all sorts of ways you can look at this, but I thought I might just mention that that in the mitochondria of every cell in the body. There are thousands of them in every cell. They're in the main purpose of which is to generate ATP, and the general process called oxidative phosphorylation. Well, there are a bunch of enzymes there, and the last one in what's called the electron transport chain is an enzyme called cytochrome oxidase, which effectively it's got an interesting structure. It's two main protein core in a sort of a helical form as well, if you look at it, which literally sucks oxygen, molecular oxygen, out of the blood, through the cell, through the cytoplasm, into itself, through the middle of it, in which that molecular oxygen is reduced directly to water, to molecular water in the mitochondrial vacuole. Okay, so in this enzyme there are two, two monovalent. It's a metalloenzyme because there are two monovalent ions of iron, Fe plus, and copper, Cu plus, monovalent. And so what you can suppose is that this enzyme is in an electromagnetic relation with the oxyhemoglobin, with the iron in hemoglobin carrying oxygen in the blood. As red cells pass next to the cell membrane of all cells, the oxygen simply diffuses across. So you have to suppose, even though these currents involved and fields involved would be far too intricate and delicate and small to measure, you have to presume that there's an electromagnetic relation going on there, and so therefore there will be currents involved, very minuscule electrical currents, right, in thousands of mitochondria, in trillions of cells in the body, integrating as an electrical effect, right, in the body, right? So you're turning oxygen directly into water. Or conversely, in photosynthesis, in all green leaves, plants, grasses, everything, trees, excuse me, you've got the opposite thing happening. You've got photosystems, proteinaceous metalloenzymes using magnesium rather than the 3D. I'm talking about electron configuration. Rather than using iron and copper, it uses the 2p2s, 3s2 magnesium. All right. To do the opposite, which is to take water and split it directly into molecular oxygen and hydrogen ions, which it stores for its own purposes. But again, there must be very minuscule electric currents involved, the form of which are more or less impossible to determine. So were it, for example, possible to replicate the form of these currents in these inverse operations, you might expect that they would have the capacity to split water very, very, very efficiently using very, very, very small currents on a large scale. So that's one of the one of the properties that is possible to imagine might arise in a generator with this configuration. Which would be extremely useful, I would have thought. So that's just some speculation. I don't know. I don't even know if there's any current will be generated in this thing or not. But I think it's an experiment worth performing to find out what sort of current is generated and what properties it might have. Okay, so that's it. Have a look at the site if you want. I've already demonstrated that the core can in fact be rotated by to the stalling point, therefore presenting us with the problem of the practical technical problem of an electronic switch to get those polarities to change, right? Which shouldn't be difficult for any genuine electronics engineer who's interested in this. All right, so thanks very much. That's all.